Generally, in most cases, although not always, it is illegal for an employer in California to require an employee to be 100% recovered from his injury or his disability before he is allowed to return to work from his medical leave or disability leave. Here's a common example. Suppose you're a secretary and your main duties are typing, filing documents, and answering phones. And you work at a large office where there are 15, 20 or more other secretaries whose duties are very similar or even identical to yours. And then one day you're diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome, which makes it very difficult and very painful for you to type at work. So, you go on disability leave for 4 months or 6 months or even longer as required. You might or might not undergo a surgery, and then one day your doctor is ready to release you back to work, but with the following restrictions. For the next 4 months or for the next 5 months, you should not be typing for more than 5 hours per day, and then in addition, you have to take 10 or 15-minute breaks every 1 consecutive hour of typing. So, you take this medical note back to your manager or to your HR department, and they say, "Oh, no, we don't want you back until you're 100% recovered. Why don't you go back home and wait till you're completely healthy, until you have no problems with your hands, and then come back to us and we'll talk about taking you back and putting you back in the same or similar position." In most cases, that response by the employer would be illegal. And the reason for this is this. The whole idea behind disability anti-discrimination laws under ADA, which is Americans with Disabilities Act, and under California FEHA, which is Fair Employment and Housing Act, the whole idea is to allow the people who have restrictions and who have limitations to return to work with accommodations instead of sitting at home. The whole idea, the whole reason that the law requires the employers to engage in an interactive process and provide reasonable accommodations to qualifying disabled workers is to do exactly that, to allow people like you who have limitations to be at work, if it's possible, and if the employer is big enough and financially capable enough to reasonably accommodate you. Now, what do you do if you're facing that situation? What do you do and what steps can you take if you're ready to return to work with restrictions, but your employer says no, and they say that you have to be 100% healthy before they allow you to return? Well, this really depends on the unique facts and circumstances of your situation, including the exact nature of your job duties, what kind of employer you're working for, what the risk of being fired is, and so forth. And that's where a competent, experienced employment attorney should be able to help you and to guide you through the process and through the best way to handle your specific situation, because there isn't one single recipe for handling this kind of problem. Thank you.